particular one in South Carolina that stands out. So I think, if I could just paint with broad strokes, we have some businesses that have been in a position where they had compliance related issues. They needed to make sure they're doing something as simple as having, security services on their infrastructure, that they are, getting alerts that things are happening, that someone's watching that, someone's taking action. And that sounds like such table stakes in technology, but those businesses exist. How we can watch them transform, and they get rid of their infrastructure in their business that kept failing, and their systems are down for a couple days. They try to get back online, and we go and we say, hey, this might sound scary. You can't touch your server anymore, but we're going to take all this data and we're going to put it in the cloud. And you're no longer going to have to go through this pain of being down for 2 to 3 days every couple of months because you have these failures. And a lot of times that's done because of there's maybe financial constraints. They couldn't make the purchase to do that. And so as we kind of evangelize the cloud approach, is that there's this whole misconception that cloud can be more expensive than buying it yourself and doing it. And what we found, especially in that small and medium business, is that we actually can make that very, very affordable and be able to keep your business productive, keep it up and going, and not hurt the pocketbook, right? And put that in line with what your business can accept. And you get the benefit of all this uptime. So really broad strokes, when I think of a few, research and manufacturing groups we've had that conversation, because the small, 15 to 30 employee company, every dollar counts, but that downtime hurts just as much as someone like a United Healthcare. Those guys have hundreds of millions of dollars in reserve. You don't have a whole lot. You might miss a contract, you might miss a delayed shipment, you have penalties in your contracts. How do we keep you up? And so there's a lot of those that you kind of want to hang your hat on that you don't talk about a whole lot. But those things are the ones where you look back and you helped the customer solve a core problem by keeping their lights on. And that sounds real basic. And then as we change into some of those things, we've had some very unique cybersecurity events that are typically led by people mistakes, right? And how we are helping our customers not just re-educate their staff, but put in additional safeguards and kind of bring in that layered approach to make sure it doesn't happen again. And then you can see hey, I just had something. I had to go to my cybersecurity insurance. I had to go to my E&O policy. I had, and all this stuff I'm bringing in, I have brand reputation on the line, and you can help mitigate those things, put it in place. You can watch the ownership of those businesses, take a deep breath, go, okay, I'm in a better spot. That was risky. I did make the decision as to be in the right position then, but I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to partner who can help. So we've walked that journey with multiple people, and you can just kind of see it's not a relax, everything's okay, but that I'm in a better position to be successful, and that threat is not as big as it was before. I have one good use case on that's happening right now as we kind of get this. We have a manufacturing partner who has a lot of turnover on their assembly line and their line workers and stuff. And it's just the nature of that beast. And industry-wide, there's the high turnover. And their way to onboard new employees was to contact the IT department. IT had to provision the account in their local systems, their cloud systems, on each one of the application boxes. And we came in and created a automation platform that essentially walked the line managers, the hiring managers, not even HR, the hiring managers through the process. Hey, I'm gonna hire Bob, Sally, and they need to be these systems. And it would go through and take care of all the curation of that, update the communications to the hiring manager. If any issues or change, can adapt to that based on the communication of the hiring manager. In the end, hand that back and say, this person is ready to go work, and IT is aware, HR records are updated, and the person's working. And by the way, when that person shows up for work and decides to quit at lunch, the hiring manager can go back and say, hey, deprovision Bob or Sally, and back off it goes. And again, audit the requirements for the business. All that work that went into it, all the time it takes now has been delegated to the people who are handling that. And the work effort now doesn't have to go as kind of that grunt work into a process just because it's being handled through that. So that was a fun one to watch. And that was someone who's having to hire 200-300 people on a regular basis. That's a really meaningful impact to their business, and fun to watch that come to fruition and see wow, that really helps.